Okay, the fucking video shut off on me. This might have to be part E. I hope I can figure out how to use that program for video joiner. And just in case it would be part E, but I probably won't. I'm going to hopefully join it up with the second video and merge it all together. It's now 6:30 p.m. with daylight savings time. There's very little blue sky left, very little. So I'm gonna do what I did last January. I don't know if it was January or January 11th. It might have been the 11th. I don't know. Can't remember at this point. So this is the second time I set my watch to standard time this whole year. Because in Wowzorta in November, it was so fucking bad, there wasn't a single day that was good. It barely made it today. Oh God, there was a dog there, and I think the dog took a piss. Well, you wouldn't be able to see it, and I didn't point the camera at it. If I could get the fuck out of the area in case they start shit with me, because you know how people are, they can be fucking assholes. This is going to conclude with a driving video because the moon is out. The moon was out and it was actually full. I don't know if it was January 11 or January or. I can't fucking remember now. But right now there's very little daylight left. There will be zero daylight. There will be no daylight at 6:30 p.m. tomorrow because my watch will be on standard time. And I decide when I get standard time. Unfucking fortunate, I still got to go by everyone else's schedule. Which means I start technically starting an hour later. Everything ends an hour later because the watch is on daylight savings time. But it drives me fucking crazy. Like if I'm working and I'm done at 2 o'clock and the watch says noon, but it's really only 11 o'clock, and because it was on noon, I only have hours left. But if it says noon and it's really 11 o'clock, I got 8 hours to go, and I fucking hate that. There's something psychological about that. That's the main reason I want to get my watch on to standard time. Oh God, what fucking time is it? Oh shit, I can't see my fucking watch. It says 6:30 with daylight savings time. But it's really only Alberta. And it'll just gradually fade out. There's very little left. You can barely see it. So I'm probably going to go ahead and leave in about another minute. Oh, like I say, that's what drives me fucking crazy. That little bit of daylight in there. This is another routine that I go with that is associated with Asperger's syndrome. This is a yearly routine. Also, I'm probably going to start going through this routine in February, where I'll go through and compare what it looks like in November with daylight savings time, and then in February when the sun sets at the same time with standard time. It'll be around fucking cruddy fucking Valentine's Day, maybe a couple days before fucking cruddy Valentine's Day. Oh God, as you can see there, it's just a little bit of smidgen of daylight left. Just a real smidgen of it, very little of it. But it'll be completely dark this time tomorrow because we'll have standard time. My watch will be on standard time. And the fucking clouds almost ruined the sunset. There were a lot of clouds around, but I was able to see the sun shining almost until sunset. And when I did see the sunset, it was kind of like a blob but I was able to barely squeak by. And then I saw the sun shining close to when the sun was going to set, so I decided to accept today and make today the last official day of having my watch on standard time. So later on tonight, I'm going to get the watch set on the standard time. Oh God, it's getting... there's hardly any daylight left. Very little. It's almost completely dark, not quite. At Alberta tomorrow night, it'll look like this, almost completely dark by Alberta when the watch is on standard time. People think I'm weird for this, but they can go fuck themselves. This will conclude with a driving video because the moon is full. All these fucking bastards in their fucking cars. Oh God. I'm just going home now. Yes, I'm somewhere in Murderopolis. Maybe I should not say where I'm at in Murderopolis. I'm just somewhere in Murderopolis. Maybe I'll just have officially eat parts of the video. As you can tell, there's very little daylight. I'm probably just gonna eat parts of the video. It'll be easier that way. Oh God, because the moon is out. So you can, when you get all these bright lights and everything, you can't see even that little smidgen of daylight, if there's even any left. I'm so glad I have Asperger's syndrome, because I make the most interesting videos in the world. Oh God, I gotta wait for this fucking light. I'll get a video of the moon the rest of the way. Yeah, there's virtually no daylight left. I guess if it was out and open, there were no lights, you could still see a little bit of it. I'm probably just gonna make this video into parts. Oh God, I hope I can see the moon. The fucking clouds are getting pretty fucking bad. Oh yeah, there's the moon. You can see it over there. The city lights fucks up the ability to see the moon, and I fucking hate that. But you can see the moon. The moon is over there. Well, maybe I'll continue with the moon for a little while, and then I need to head home. Oh God. I really wanted to see the moon in the video. Oh God, I'm afraid the video will get boring. But this is Alberta. PM it'll look like this it's Exerta with daylight. It'll look like this is Alberta. Once I officially set the watch to standard time. People think I'm crazy for doing this, but they can go take a flying fuck. People can go fuck themselves. People have a fucking attitude. It's it's different than what people do. We got the moon over there. There's no eclipse. The moon will be full in 2 days. I heard it's going to be 10 more years to the next lunar eclipse. I can't fucking believe that. 10 fucking years. Never had to wait that long with eclipses. I mean, the longest was like 2 or 3 years. That's the longest I had to wait for an eclipse. But this year I had to wait. But after in September, there's not another eclipse, another lunar eclipse all the way for 10 years. That is unfucking believable. It's never been that long before. Never been long. I mean, in my whole lifetime. In the ancient evidence, there was a lunar eclipse like every years, although and it's been like that ever since. Well, I guess it'll be kind of interesting watching the moon move. To conclude the video. Not every video, just a coincidence. The moon is not full tonight. I think the moon is full in a couple of days from today. But it's kind of, oh, these fucking cars and their bright lights. That's the only reason I wish I lived in a small town, so I could see the moon better. That's what I fucking hate about the city. That's what I fucking hate. I want to be able to see the moon shine nice and bright. But then people in small towns are fucking assholes and they gossip about you. Oh my God. It's like, I know they would gossip about me because they're fucking assholes. Here they know there's all kinds of weird people. So, it doesn't faze people as much in the city. A lot less gossip. In fact, people don't even give a rat's ass what you do. Well, most of the time they don't. Yeah, I'm just gonna have this video in each part. That's why I'm kind of just dragging out. The fucking thing shut off on me. I was able to pause it during the Earth's part, so it's already been combined and everything. The fucking camera. I guess you can have the camera on 5 minutes, and if you go over 5 minutes, it'll shut off on you. And when you you'll have to use software in order to join your video. So I'll keep this going for about another minute. I was in the Chicago area this time, which means I left the Chicago area at 8 o'clock p.m. with daylight savings time, and I got home at 2 a.m. It was standard time. I left 7 o'clock, got home at 9 a.m. And when we got standard time on November on, I was in Atlanta, and Atlanta's in Eastern time, so my watch was actually on the right time. But then when I got back to Murderopolis, I'm in Central time. Notice how the moon is going into the fucking clouds at this moment. The moon is going into the fucking clouds. And the fucking clouds are making it... You can't see the moon. It really barely got by today. It really barely made it. It didn't make it that good. I can tell that it barely made it with the sunset and everything, and because I have to see a good sunset in order to make. That's when my last day of daylight savings time, when I see the sunset, so I can. Well, if it's cloudy the next day, it's cloudy the next day. But you know, I can't control every fucking thing. But I want to control. I don't want to set my watch to standard time until I see a good sunset, so I could see the last time that I see the sun at the last at around arrive 5:12 is when the sun sets. But tomorrow will be 4:12 because my watch will be on standard time. The sun will not set it or alpha again until we get to fucking cruddy Valentine's Day. Okay, this video is getting kind of long. No one should find my fucking video boring. If you're not, at least the moon is in the video. You can at least look at the moon. It's completely dark, so I need to go home. There's too much to fucking do. And I'm so glad I have Asperger's syndrome because I make the most interesting videos in the whole world of anything. Tron videos, Eclipse video, well, no Eclipse, but driving and Tron videos and driving videos, and all other videos as well.